Welcome to today's lesson. Today we get back to adding fractions. If you recall, we briefly touched on adding fractions in our Introduction to Fractions unit. Now we begin our study of much more in-depth fraction addition. Today we review what we know. Tomorrow we get into some new stuff. Today's learning target is I can represent fraction addition in a variety of ways. You're going to be coloring and drawing and using number lines today. So let's take a look here at the first type of problem you're going to work with in your review of fraction addition. Here we have some drawings. As you can see here, there is this drawing plus this drawing equals this drawing. Well, first of all, these drawings represent fractions. And so the first thing we have to do is identify the fractions that these drawings represent. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to first count up all the pieces in the circle, and that'll give me my denominator. And then I'll count up the blue pieces, and that'll tell me how many pieces I have, or will be the numerator. So let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pieces in this circle. So we're talking about sevenths here. All right, so that's sevenths. And I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So this fraction is 3 sevenths. And because we're only working with fractions that have like denominators, I now know that this fraction has sevenths too, and so does that fraction. Look at that. All right, so we're adding 3 sevenths plus 1 2 sevenths, and that gives us, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sevenths. 3 plus 2 is 5, and now we remember that we only add the numerators when our denominators are the same. Okay, let's try another one. Let's see here. Let's first count up the number of pieces we have in the circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're talking about sixths now. So let's see. This fraction is in sixths. This circle represents sixths, and our answer will be in sixths as well. The first fraction, the first picture, we have 1, 2, 3 6. So this drawing represents 3 6. Here we just see 1 6. So 3 6 plus 1 6 is 4 6. And my job here is not only to write out the fraction number sentence, which I've done, but I must also color in the drawing. So I need to color in 4 6. So let's see here. Oop. That should be highlighter. Oh, let's do that. Let's go with 4 6. Just like that. All right. And that's what you're going to be doing today as well, writing both the number sentence and coloring in the drawing. Another kind of problem you're going to see is one that gives you the number sentence, and you just have to find the drawing that matches the sum, the answer. So here we have, let's see here. Here we have 1/5 plus 3/5. Well, with like denominators, all we have to do is add up the numerators, 1 plus 3. We're going to get our answer, 4/5. And so now I have 4 choices of drawings, and each has a letter in the corner that I'll use to write on the answer line. And it looks like, well, this drawing is more than 1. This is 1 whole plus some. So it looks like 1 2/5. And similarly, this drawing is more than 1. That looks like, I don't know what that is, 6/12, maybe 1 1/12, something like that. I'd have to count more carefully. Here, this has potential. Let's see. No, 4/5 is not 1 whole. And here we can see the whole circle is filled in. So this must be the right answer. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, we're talking about fifths. There are 5 slices in the circle. And we can see that all but 1 or 4 of those slices are colored in. And so we would circle this or say this is our answer. And on the answer line, we'll write the letter E. That's what you're going to do today. Okay, one last way to represent fractions. Here we have a number line. First, the number sentence, 4/10 plus 3/10 equals what? Well, if we didn't already know that the answer is 7/10, what you also have to do, and you can't skip this now, okay? You have to use the number line to represent this fraction addition number sentence. And so what I'm going to do is go to a different color. And the way we do this is we take our first fraction, 4/10, all right, and I'm going to start at 0, and I'm going to draw my line all the way up to 4/10. So this represents the first fraction. And then in a different color, let's say red, I'm going to hop the number of tenths that the second fraction tells me to. So starting at where I left off, 4/10, I'm now going to add now 3/10. There's 1/10, 2/10. There's 3/10. This is 1/10 from 4 to 5. Here's a tenth. And here's one more tenth for 3/10 in total. So I end up at 7/10. 7/10 is the sum of 4/10 plus 3/10, and that is how you use a number line to represent fraction addition with like denominators. All right, you're going to see problems like all three of the problems you've seen here in this lesson. Today's learning target is I can represent fraction addition in a variety of ways. Let's get to work and let me know if you need help.